What's going on, guys? Declaration Groomings after the rain today. This is the older base. I'm not sure. Icarus, maybe? I don't know. It's not the milk steak base from Declaration Grooming. This is the, I don't know, whatever base is before that. So that's what we're going with today. I'm using the Spackle again. And you can see that whole chunk around the outside. Sent Lingual File. I mean, he sent me several soaps as well, but I sent him a couple of, I think it was, I don't know, maybe 24 containers worth of samples of stuff that I have. So I didn't remember taking that big of a chunk out of this, but but apparently you got a lot of this soap, LP. So all right, I wasn't really planning on that's the load there. I wasn't really planning on doing a video today. This would have been more of like a video that I just don't shoot and that I just shave. I posted the other video earlier today, and that's something that is still like being voted on by the viewers. But Paul, and this video, I mean, it's aimed toward Paul, but it's not necessarily, it's not just for Paul. But I'm making the video because of Paul. So he left a comment saying that he found some J-naps from his grandfather, and he's shown me several razors. By the way, this is the razor I'll be using today, my Tuchmar. This actually has the J-nat edge on it. But he said he found several, I think a couple of J-nat stones from his grandfather's place. His grandfather passed, and which is unfortunate, but he was able to pick up some razors and whatnot from his grandfather's place. I'm going to add a ton of water to this. So I'm really interested in seeing what he says about the J-nats, but he mentioned grit. Now, I don't think a lot of my viewers really, you either don't even shave with straight razors, or if you do, I doubt you hone your own, and you may, I don't know. I'm just saying from the guys I've spoken to, that seems to be the general consensus. Either you don't use them or you don't hone them yourself. So with all of that, and I'm not going to shave my freaking sideburns way up there today. I'm going to try to, we're going to come way down here. I'm going to let them try to grow in from where she cut way too many off. But all right, let me show you. This is a J-nat. Now, what signifies that this is a J-nat? Well, I mean, nothing really other than the stone itself and the person that I purchased this from. So, is there any guarantee that this is a J-nat? I mean, I trust the person that I purchased it from. So, not really though. But this is a J-nat, right? Natural stones do not have, adding a little bit more water because this soap can take it. Natural stones do not have a grit rating, okay? There is no such thing as a grit rating for a natural stone. It just doesn't exist. Natural stones are just that. They're natural. They're not synthetics. They're not man-made. So there's no real, I mean, scientifically, I'm sure you could figure it out by finding out the density of it, et cetera, the particulate in the stone, and how far apart that particulate is. But like, what are you going to send it off to a lab to get that information? No. So there's really no way for a normal person to have that information. So, for instance, I'll show you this real quick as well. This is my Shapton Pro. This is the container. It's a melon color. This is my Shapton Pro ceramic stone, and this is an 8K stone. Okay, you can look up that model number. That's the 8K stone, super melon. This is an 8K stone. Okay, I know this is an 8K stone because it says it's an 8K stone. This is a man-made stone, right? So, obviously, and don't get me wrong, like we can get on there's a lot of knockoffs. Not this one. This is not one. This is a Shapton 1000 grit. This is what I set my bevels on. But yeah, this is a 1000 grit stone. It's a 1K glass stone. That's what this is. Again, we know the grit on this, right? This, and I didn't pull out everything out, but this is what you guys saw me lap several videos ago. Well, probably, I don't know, a lot of videos ago. This is my Arkansas stone, right? This is a natural stone. You can see this side's kind of bland looking and this side's shiny. It's because I lapped this side. I made this side very flat. But this has no grit rating. There's no grit. You can't, like... And I'm not, like, this isn't a video picking on Paul by any means whatsoever, because just a lot of guys don't know. A lot of guys don't know that natural stones don't have grit ratings. There is no grit. I had that big mosquito bite that I had right there. I think I'm making it bleed. I don't know. But, I mean, the whole reason of me even wanting to do this video, because typically I would just put like a blade in a D and plow through it before the weekend. But the whole reason I wanted to make the video instead of what I typically do on these shaves is to just kind of go over like that information. There is on natural stones, there are no grit ratings. You know, somebody tells you, oh, I have a JNat or a Codical or whatever. That is a, I don't know, let's just throw out a number. That's an 8K or 12K or 15, you know, whatever. They're lying. They're lying. They're trying to mislead you for whatever reason, financial gain, or maybe just they were told that information and they're unaware, you know? But there's no way to know what grit a natural stone is. Now, yeah, it does look like I completely buzzed that bump off. You know, is it possible to to hone this razor on my, let's just say I'm honing it on my 8K Shapton Pro, right? So this is my 8K Shapton Pro. Let's say that I hone this razor on that Shapton Pro. You're going to have grooves in that razor, hone marks, after you hone on that Shapton Pro 8K, right? Now, you could, at that point, take another razor and get that supposed 8K cuticle and hone that razor on that cuticle, and then look at the under a microscope, you know, a loop, whatever. Look at the pattern and the marking size. You know, if the grooves are, I don't know, if the grooves are similar, very similar or identical, then okay, like you could say it's an 8K at that point, right? Because at that point you've taken a ceramic stone, which is man-made, and as far as shafting goes, pretty damn accurate as far as their grit ratings, right? And you can compare that to the cuticle. Now, is that going to be 100% accurate? No, it's not. And another thing that people would, in my opinion, miss is, for instance, let's say that you have a JNat that makes the same exact scratch patterns as a, I don't know, we'll say an 8K, you know, shafting glass, right? Same exact scratch patterns. So theoretically, you could say, well, it's the same exact scratch patterns, therefore, that natural stone is also an 8K. And again, you wouldn't be completely out of your mind if you said that, right? But what you have to keep in mind is that 8K glass stone, that 8K synthetic stone, although it may be very similar scratch pattern wise to that natural stone, it will not shave the same. Remember I told you I like to test things? I've shaved with this edge before. This 8K synthetic. Horrible. It's horrible. It's very tuggy. It leaves me irritated. I mean, maybe if you have a very wispy beard, it would be okay. If your beard didn't have any backbone, it might be okay. But for me, it's not good. It's way too tuggy. It does not get the edge to the sharp, to that sharp apex that the edge needs to make, that my face requires, that my hair requires. The scratches look the same, sure. But the edge, the end result is not the same. So while, yeah, you theoretically can have a cuticle that makes the same, or a JNat or an Arkansas stone that makes the same exact scratch pattern as an 8K or a 10K synthetic stone, it does not mean that it's the equivalent. So that's basically what I wanted to say. I think I said it multiple times in many different ways, but I think you guys understood. So, and again, that's not anything. The point of this video was not to make, you know, any specific references to specific people. I brought it up because I'm sure at this point there are many people that did not know that information, so I figured I'd tell you. My son actually threw up several times on this shirt tonight, so I had to, I just took some water and just kind of all right. Yeah, after the rains, it's like a very, I don't know. I can't say that it reminds me of exactly after the rain, but it doesn't smell bad. It's a decent smell. All right. Hope everyone's doing well. I hope I was able to impart some knowledge to you. So I just have two more natural stones. One I wouldn't really consider a finishing stone. It's a natural stone, but I wouldn't consider it a finishing stone. You know, I mean, not every natural stone that comes out of the ground is a finisher, or should be considered a finisher, because they're not, you know. Yeah, if you've never honed, well, if you don't use a straight, it really doesn't matter. But if you've never used a straight, you wouldn't understand what I'm about to say. But if you've used a straight and you've honed your own straight, like, there's just something very cool, old-timey, and primal about that. If you don't use a straight or don't ever plan on using one, it's very unfortunate, because truthfully, trying to go over that one spot very lightly so I'm not making it bleed even more. But yeah, it's just a very, very cool thing to be able to take this, rub it on a stone, get an edge sharp enough to shape hair off of your face. It's just a cool thing. All right, cold water rinse. Good shave. Other than that little mosquito bite that I hit, it was a no weeper, no bleed shave. Whiskey Woods. I'm gonna forego the Thayers today. Oh yeah, there we go. Very nice. Whew. Whew. Smells good too. Nice deep woods, deep dark wood scent. Oh. All right, guys. That's the shave. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the or learned a little bit from the lesson. Probably not. I'll see you next year.